RV life can get really expensive. Whether you're full-time or part-time, your costs can quickly get out of hand.
Just ask us how we know that. I'm Tina.
And I'm Cory. And today we're gonna give you some tips that you can use to keep your costs in control when you're traveling out on the road. Let's start off with campgrounds, because right away that's going to be one of your biggest expenses when you hit the road. When you're looking at booking a campsite online and you're browsing through all these different resorts, it's really easy to get hung up on all these great amenities that some of these RV resorts offer. They have swimming pools, hot tubs, lazy rivers. We've stayed at places with swim-up bars.
But these types of resorts often come at a premium price. Some of them are like $100 or more a night, which is just crazy to spend, especially if you're just passing through and you're stopping for a night or two. There's no need to spend that type of money because you're probably not gonna get your money's worth. By the time you get there and you set up and have dinner, it's usually time for bed, and then you don't really get to use the amenities.
Also, these things are weather dependent, so if you show up somewhere for 3 nights thinking you're gonna swim and it's a torrential downpour, that's just a waste of money. When you're gonna go somewhere like that, you wanna get full value, so you're gonna wanna stay a little bit longer to make sure you can use those amenities that you're paying for.
Yeah, not to mention that a lot of these places, the longer you do stay, they'll mostly offer weekly rates or even monthly rates.
We've found that most of these places offer a weekly discount, usually around the range of stay a week, get 1 night free. But for monthly stays, we've found it's almost about a 50% discount over their nightly rates. Also, when you're online looking at campgrounds, look at the sites and what the actual cost for each type of site is. You can book a back-in site is generally going to be less expensive than a pull-through.
Yeah, if it's not going to be hot and you're not going to need 2 or 3 air conditioners going, instead of booking a 50 amp site, you could book a 30 amp site, which is always going to be cheaper than the 50 amp.
Another thing you can look for, if you're only staying for a couple of nights, you're probably not going to fill up your gray and black tanks. Some campgrounds don't have full hookups at each site. Maybe you're only going to get electric and water, but they have a dump station. You could save a lot of money by just dumping your tanks on the way out of the park.
Just little things that you do, it all adds up into saving money. There's different ways that you can save on memberships. KOA has rewards.
There's Passport America.
You can get Good Sam. There's military discounts, seniors discounts. So there's all ways that you can save money. So you just want to be mindful of those things before you get going on the road. There's also a lot of free or nearly free spots out there that you can use to save a ton of money.
A lot of businesses such as Walmart, Cracker Barrels, they'll let you stay overnight for free in their parking lots. The idea being that if you're staying at a Walmart, maybe you're gonna pick up some groceries there in the morning, and if you're gonna do that and get stuff that you need anyways, why not save the money and just park overnight?
Just double check at these places that you are actually allowed to stay. It's always a good idea to go in and speak to the manager and just ask, is it okay if I park overnight in the parking lot? And you're not actually camping, so don't go to one of these places and set out your camp chairs and your rug and all that stuff, because that's not what it's for. You're just there to spend the night. Also, another great choice that will allow you to stay at a lot of places is casinos. You don't always have to go in and gamble, but that's what they're hoping. But if you want to go in and grab a bite to eat, a lot of times you can stay in a casino parking lot for free.
And then there's our favorite, which is Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome.
There is an upfront membership cost. It's $179 for Boondockers Welcome and Harvest Host together. Harvest Host, you're staying at businesses, wineries, breweries, museums, stuff like that.
Harvest Host recommends that you spend about $30 at each host location.
So technically it's not free, but it makes for a great experience.
If you stay at a winery, for example, and you do a wine tasting and buy a bottle of wine, that covers your $30, and you've had an experience, you got a bottle of wine to take home and a place to stay for free overnight.
We've stayed at so many and just love them. As for Boondockers Welcome, you're staying at people's houses. Sometimes it'll be a farm, sometimes it's just a driveway, but usually it's typically other RVers that are opening up their homes to let you stay for free.
Next up is the food costs. We fell into a couple of traps that we know a lot of other RVers fall into.
When you're in a new area, it's great to check out the local cuisine or new restaurants that you've never tried before, but those can really add up quickly. So if you are gonna eat out, consider some of these tips.
First thing, skip the alcohol. This is probably the biggest thing you can do to bring down your dinner bill.
Most cocktails, if you go to a restaurant, are going to be between $10 to $15, sometimes $18 a drink. Every once in a while, it's nice to try a different cocktail when you're out at a restaurant.
Next up, if there's a place that you really want to try, maybe consider going for lunch instead of dinner. A lot of times you can find the same menu items but at a lot lower price, and you're going to be able to try that restaurant and save yourself big time.
If you are going to eat out, happy hours are another great way to save a lot of money, especially if you're in an area that has multiple restaurants or bars that you want to try. What we do is we'll a lot of times go into the restaurant and just order an appetizer, and then if we feel like trying a different kind of food, we'll go to another restaurant and try a different appetizer.
Yeah, it's a great way to be able to sample a lot of different places in a short amount of time. You're not going to pay one big bill at a single restaurant, but you've hit up a few different places and you tried a few different things that you might like.
And during happy hour, a lot of times the prices are cut in half for drinks and food.
Yeah, we've found a lot of great deals when we're out just by restaurant hopping, trying something small, try something next door. And then once you've tried everything, if you really do want to go out and have a nice dinner, you've got an idea of what each restaurant has, the quality, if you liked it or not, before you go and spend a bunch of money on one single place. Our next tip for you guys, and it may seem a little bit obvious, but it's just start cooking at home. You spend a lot of money on your RV and you have all these great amenities like a fridge, stove, microwave. Start putting them to use.
Yeah, our RV even came with a barbecue on the back of it, which is great. We like to cook outside a lot of the time, so Cory will barbecue. But the most important thing is groceries are expensive, so what we find that helps us is to have a meal plan. We'll meal plan before we even go to the grocery store, check what ingredients that we already have so that we're not buying extra things that we don't need.
If you're in a new area and you're not familiar with the grocery stores, just check Google really quick. They may have a loyalty program that you can sign up for, and then you'll get a bunch of discounts in store. One of our favorites being Publix when we're in Florida and Georgia. We signed up for their loyalty card online. We'll just quickly check the app. It'll also help with our meal plans because we can see what's on sale, what we might want to eat, and then we'll make our meal plan from there. Another big cost of travel with an RV is fuel. Fuel is expensive, so you're going to want to look for apps or programs that offer you discounts at the pump. We use Gas Buddy, Pilot, and Flying J, Good Sam.
Yeah, there's tons of different reward programs that you can use. Even if you're only saving, 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents at the pump, it all adds up, especially when you have a big diesel truck that's pulling your RV or one of those gas guzzler buses or whatever. So anything you can do to save money is going to help you in the long run.
There's no way around it. You're eventually going to have to spend some money. But our next tip is put the cash away and use your credit card.
Yeah, it's much safer to use a credit card because a lot of them will cover you in case of fraud. It's safer than using a debit card. And then you also don't have to carry a ton of cash around with you as well.
Credit cards also offer you a lot of rewards. If you have a cashback card, check what you're using. You're going to use the card anyways. You might as well get something back in the end.
Yeah, just for booking sites, you need to have a credit card. There's a lot of places that don't take cash. You have to have a credit card.
It's also a good idea to carry Visa and MasterCard. Take at least one of each. If you go to Costco, they won't take a Visa, but they will take MasterCard. So it's always a good idea, if you can, to have one of each. If national parks are also on your list of things that you want to see and do, you may want to consider getting a national park pass. We have a Parks Canada pass for when we're traveling in Canada, and we have the America the Beautiful pass for when we're down here in the US.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get your money's worth because a lot of times these places are going to be, some of them are $30 just to get in for the day. So they add up. If you're going to visit them multiple times, it's best just to get the yearly pass.
Real quickly, guys, if you have any ideas of your own, don't be shy. Leave it in the comments.
Yeah, as RVers, we're always trying to find new and different ways to save money.
And you guys check out the comments and see what other people have to say, and you can feed off of each other. And that's the great thing about RV life, is that everybody always wants to help.
Yeah, it's a great community. So next up is repairs. Sooner or later, you're gonna need to do some repairs. So get yourself a good set of quality tools and learn how to do things yourself because you're gonna have to fix things.
RV dealerships can be notoriously difficult to get your rig into for a repair. Sometimes you're waiting months at a time just to get something simple fixed. There's mobile techs that are available in some areas. It's gonna cost you about $100 just to get somebody to come out. Plus then you're gonna pay for the cost of their labor and the parts. If you could just order the parts yourself on Amazon and fix it, you're gonna save a ton of money.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times like when our furnace broke, we couldn't even get an RV tech to come out. We called several different places and it was gonna be at least 3 weeks before a mobile tech could come out. So we had no choice but to look on YouTube, and Cory was able to fix it himself easily.
If you just watch a couple of videos, decide whether or not you can take that on. You may have to buy a new tool. When we had a water leak, we had to buy a new crimping tool for our pecs, but what we paid for that crimping tool is a lot less than we would have paid to have a mobile tech come out and fix it for us. Next up on our list of ways to save money is through your experiences. So when you get to your campsite, you're in a new area, you're gonna wanna get out and see things, and there is ways that you can save money when you're doing that. Don't forget to look at sites like Groupon and City Pass. Sometimes you can bundle different attractions, and you could get some really good discounts.
Yeah, also do a quick Google search. There's also tons of free things usually in every area that we've been. So just, Google it and you'll find tons of free stuff to do as well. We've had really good luck at doing amazing free things.
Yeah, last year we spent a month in San Antonio and we did a video on that, top 5 free things to do in San Antonio. We'll link that video up here for you if you want to see it. But anywhere you go, you can find tons of stuff to do for free. So get out there and start exploring, guys, but don't forget to look after your pocketbook. And if you're looking for some ideas on places that you might want to get out and see, check out one of these videos.
Hopefully we gave you some tips to help you to save some money on the road. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. It's free to do so and it really helps our channel grow. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Bye.